Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Hammered Corner. In today's video, we will be looking at the evolution of pennies, halfpennies and farthings. From the year 780 AD to 1279, the silver penny was the only denomination minted, with a few rare types minted in gold. Many believe that the Middle Age reformation of Anglo-Saxon coins was introduced by King Offa, the powerful king of Mercia, although early pennies of two little-known kings of Kent were minted at about the same time period. The first halfpenny found in the Sphinx book was minted during the reign of Alfred the Great, and coins still being found today to show some rare examples minted up to Henry III. During the reign of Henry II, Richard I and King John, pennies shared the same short cross design. Since the penny was issued in 780 AD, all pennies displayed the mint and the moneyer's name. The moneyer is the person in charge of the mint, so if there was any problems with the coins, the mint and the moneyer could be identified. So if the penny was the main and only form of payment, what would happen if a loaf of bread, for example, cost half a penny, or some milk cost a farthing, or 1/4 of a penny? Well, merchants and buyers would use a knife or sword to cut said penny to the correct weight. So it's very common to find cut halves and farthings from the reign of King John and Henry III. For the first half of Henry III's reign, the short cross coinage was in very bad condition. This was then later replaced by a new voided long cross design. The new design, which stretched the short cross to the edges of the coin, was issued to stop clipping. Clipping of hammered coins was a huge problem for hundreds of years. The clipping of coins is where people would cut small slithers of silver from coins to melt. This meant that they could pay using a penny whilst keeping a bit, and after hundreds of coins, this amounts to a lot of silver. So in the end, pennies were now clipped and in bad condition, and the new voided long cross design gave people a guide as to where to cut the coin if smaller denominations were needed. It wasn't until Edward I's new coinage in 1279 that hammered halfpennies and farthings were issued as their own coins. They used the long cross design to deter clipping, removing the voided long cross to also prevent cutting and damaging England's coinage. The moneyer's name was removed from the coins, and the mint remained. Many provincial mints were opened to assist in melting all old coins in the new recoinage. Now we will look and compare some coins that were issued as currency and those that held the same value but were cut from a penny. So first up, we have two pennies that both share the same name in the legend, where in fact the coin on the left is a penny minted under King John and the coin on the right is a penny minted under Henry III. Both very similar in design, and both have the name of the moneyer and the mint on the reverse. So the penny of King John shows the early short cross design, where the later penny of Henry III displays the newer voided long cross design. But I will go into them in their own video in the near future. We then have an example of how they cut the penny of Henry III into half a penny. If we look on the reverse, we can see that they cut the coin in half using the voided long cross as a template. I do not have one here to show, but on the screen is what a cut example of a coin would look like if they required a farthing. We can now compare this to the new recoinage of Edward I in 1279. I have here on the left a Bristol mint penny of Edward I. Next to it I then have a halfpenny, and finally to the right a small farthing, all of which were introduced to move away from cutting England's coinage. As you can see, the farthing is an extremely small coin, and it would have taken a lot of skill and effort to create coin dies of that size, which included so much detail. And on the back of the coins, you can see that they adapted the voided long cross by removing the voided lines and replacing it by a full cross. This was to deter clipping. So there we have it, a brief introduction into pennies and their fractions. Thank you all for watching, and make sure you're subscribed for future videos. For any coin tickets or accessories, links to my Facebook page are in the description. Thank you all for your support, and as always, keep collecting!